Well, it's April. You know what that means. It's time to either be in the turkey woods or chasing white bass if you live here in Kentucky. And I'm here with good friend and former 3rd District Commission member, Ralph Swallows. How you doing?
Doing great, Chad. It's great to be here today. Nothing I'd rather be doing.
Since you've retired, you spend a lot of time chasing these white bass.
I love the white bass run. This is peak time to be out and spend as much time as I can on the water.
I've seen you out fishing. You know, we've ran at each other
Right.
quite a few times, and several times it's been white bass fishing. But I'll tell you what, I've never seen you fish without a fly rod. You're going to be
That's
throwing a
right.
fly rod today too, aren't
That's
you?
absolutely correct. But that's me. That's
And
what
you're
I like
actually
to
going to be
fish with.
throwing flies that you hand tied yesterday, right?
Yes, that's correct. There you go.
Oh, there you go. So this is like a little woolly booger looking thing with no weight on it.
That's right. I tied that last night, and I call that a white bass bullet.
White bass bullet, because that's what you target with them predominantly, is white bass,
That's
right?
it. No weight, and they just love this color, just white.
Speaking of chasing turkeys, look at that right there. See that hen turkey right there?
Oh,
Right to the left.
yeah. All right. Yeah, that's absolutely. How about it? That's the first one. I haven't heard any gobbling here.
Well,
But
it's that
how
time of
about
year
that?
to be chasing turkeys.
Yeah, it is.
But I tell you what, I'd rather be doing what we're doing right now.
I'll have you using a fly rod before the end of the day.
You won't twist my arm too hard.
I'm fast stripping.
Mm-hmm.
They seem to like that motion.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there he was. I had another one. And we seem to like that. I let it sink a little bit and just pop it. Nice fish.
There you go.
There you go.
Well, you've got something there with that little fly and that fly rod there.
Yeah.
Just the presentation keeps the bait in the strike zone so long, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. And that's one of the keys to this, I believe, at least it's proven itself to be true. This is a sinking line. It'll keep the bait at the same level for a long period of time. There's not much to it. I tied these last night. I tied a dozen last night. Didn't take hardly any time to tie them. And they just work really good. Just all it is a little flash and a little marabou tail.
It's a really, really slow presentation. You know, a lot of times people think, well, you can't cast as far and it takes you longer to get your bait into the strike zone. Well, it might take a little bit longer, but once you get it there, it stays in the strike zone for a long period of time.
Right. I'll do the same type of presentation with a floating line, but with a heavier leader and the same bait. And the floating line, using fluorocarbon on a leader, will keep the bait in about 2 feet of water. So if you're fishing over grass, if you're fishing a lake and you're fishing for bass, it's a great presentation. Gives you a suspending bait.
No, yeah.
You can make it, you just don't have any weight on your fly. And the fly just stays in the zone for a lot longer.
Here we go.
Yeah, good one.
Pretty good fish. There you go. Pound for pound. They're close to the top of the charts for how hard they fight, aren't they?
Yeah.
Looky there. That one's good enough size. We'll take that one home. Thank you.
Look at that, that's a good one.
It's a really good fish.
There you go. Yeah, that's what we're after.
That is a trophy size white
Yeah,
bass
isn't
right
it?
there. And so,
I've been catching those all week.
so a little bit of when we put in, everybody's chasing the front end of the bass run. So when we put in, we haven't seen a boat this way yet, and 3 or 4 boats were coming.
Yeah,
from the
they're all
other
gonna
way.
go upstream.
They're all gonna go upstream because everybody's getting on the leading edge. But the problem is that the females, and now I don't know for sure, but I'd bet $10 that that's a female.
She looked like she might be spawned out.
These females fish tend to be
Oh, this is
a little behind the
yeah.
males that run
Well,
up. We're more for looking for quality and not quantity, so you were like, let's go toward the lake.
We should get both today. We should get all we want, and we should be able to find a lot of these.
That's a great fish. Well, I'll tell you what, that's a perfect size white bass for the skillet right there, isn't it?
They're fantastic. Oh, there he is. Oh, nice one.
That's like a good one there.
Yeah.
Let me grab the net. That's a good fish. Now that is another giant white bass. This is the reason you come to, I'll tell you what, I have caught a couple at Taylorsville that size, but they're few and far between, aren't they?
Yeah.
Unless you catch a hybrid.
Mm-hmm.
You can catch some of those up there. That is a really, really nice sized white bass. Well, how long do you think that is? 15, 16?
Yeah, he's 15, maybe. We'll get him right in there.
Here we go. I did not tie my fly. This is a Charlie Brewer slider grub. Little bitty 1.5 inch one, and I use it quite a bit because I can cast it a long way with this. It's got a 32nd ounce weight on it. I can cast it a long way. That's a pretty good one there. We'll keep that one.
This is a pretty good spot usually, right in here. There he is.
Got him.
That's a good one.
Wow. That's a good one. That is a good one.
Thank you.
If someone said, when's the white bass run gonna take place? You know, there's so many factors and variables. You know, water temperature being one, water conditions being a second, how much water you've got. I give them an early date, but I tell them, you may have to make 2 or 3 trips to hit them good, because I've made trips where I just didn't catch a whole bunch, but that's part of it.
There he is. That's a good one. Oh yeah.
There you go.
Those are the ones we want.
You are smashing them on that fly. Look at that beautiful fish on that little bitty fly. It doesn't have any weight, just drifting it through there real nice and slow. Looks like a pretty good fish right here. There we go, that's a pretty good one.
Oh yeah.
Nolan River white bass. I'll tell you what, Kentucky offers a whole lot of excellent fishing opportunities throughout the year. You know, from wintertime fishing at Dale Hollow Lake for smallmouth and stripers and some of the trout fisheries. But as far as some of the most fun days I've ever had fishing in the state of Kentucky, the white bass run has to be up there close. Because when it's on, it's a nonstop, hard fighting fish, and you can just catch so many of them. There he is.
Yeah, we'll keep him.
First cast.
Got him?
Yep.
Good job.
Nice white bass right there. Oh, you got one?
Yeah, buddy.
Nice. You got a nice one.
Whew. You want him for the live well?
You can put that one in there, that's a good one. This one's going down river. I'll tell you what, if you don't like that, you don't like fishing. It's plain and simple. If you can't get excited about catching a wide-bodied, hard-fighting fish in the current, then you just don't like to fish. So much fun. Look at that. Hey, I'll tell you what, Ralph, these are nice fish.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. That was a walleye with it.
Oh yeah, that's a walleye or a sauger. Trying to get that, isn't he?
Yes, did you see that? Trying to eat that out of its mouth. Right now, it's just one fish after the next. Just almost every cast. Oh. Oh my gosh, you see that thing going under the boat? You got one too?
Yeah.
I tell you what, these are good fish.
Oh yeah, they are.
Thick, healthy, fat white bass, doubling up, fighting them in the current, getting ready to have fish tacos. It doesn't get much better than this, does it?
No, it doesn't. Doesn't get much better. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, here he is. Look at that.
How about that? Look at that.
Look at that. That is so cool. Are those shad or are those?
No, those are whites. Looks like it.
Are those males that are spawning with
Yeah.
it? That is really cool. That's a dandy there now.
Yeah.
You may have to put that one on the board. That right there might be the fish of the day so far.
You want to come back here and try this fly rod?
Sure, I'd like to catch one on a fly rod.
All right. You look like a pro already. Okay.
Oh,
There he is.
there he is. Oh, that's a good one,
How
too.
about that? That's great.
That thing came up and hit.
He come up and got it, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
We're gonna net that one.
I tell you what, that's about as much fun as you can have with a rod and reel in your hand. You know, and I'm
Nice
not a
fish.
fly fisherman. I do a little bit of fly fishing, but I've been seeing you catching them, and look at this bend in this rod.
Right.
And you're
Absolutely.
fighting these things, and it's,
Yeah,
look at
that's
that.
a good one. Now
That's
that
a
might be the
good-
best one today. I don't know. We might have to measure that. See.
I mean,
That's a good one. That's a really good one.
this just goes to show you, you know, every single time we come up here, people tell you, you got to throw white, you got to throw pink, you got to throw this, you got to throw this weight. The simple fact is you can catch them. They're wanting to eat any piece of bait or minnow that comes
That's
by.
exactly right.
And it's all about getting the presentation that you're the most comfortable with and it's the most fun to you.
Yeah.
But if you get hung up a lot, you need less weight. You
That's
know,
right.
if you're fishing in an area where the current's moving and your bait's not getting deep enough, you need a little more
That's
weight.
right.
This technique with the weighted line and this little tie, this fly you with no weight, is a perfect presentation.
Yeah, it works well.
Thanks for
Yeah,
teaching me a thing or two.
You're welcome.
And that was awesome.
Awesome.